Hi, and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn, and today I have, I was going to call this show a American Saison Renaissance, but I realized that this is really a completely new movement in American beer. Well, not completely new, but a fairly new. So I want to call it maybe a rebirth, or just something new in the American beer scene that I'm very excited about. And that is the new style of Saison that's being made in the last couple of years in America. The more rustic, traditional Belgian style Saison. I have done a show on Belgian Saison in the past. Check it out on the site if you're interested. Best way to find past shows is to go to craftbeertemple.com and just go in the search bar and just put in Saison. Usually the best way to find past episodes rather than scrolling through iTunes or something like that. But anyway, I did a show on Belgian Saison. Was going to do a show on American Saison, but to be brutally honest, there aren't a whole heck of a lot of them that I like. It's not one of my favorite styles. I'd say Saison is probably my favorite style overall, but I like almost always I reach for the Belgian or Belgian style Saison. I find the American ones to be a little bit too full, a little bit sweet, a little bit fruit forward for my liking. I like them dry, I like them kind of earthy, and that's just what I prefer. So when this new style of Saison, for Americans anyway, started coming about, I was super excited. I think the poster child for this style of Saison is probably going to be Hill Farmstead. I've had them on the show in the past, but I had their Porter Everett, but I have had some of their Saison, and they're really great. But they're not the only. Hill Farm isn't the only brewery making those style of kind of rustic, traditional Belgian beers. And I wanted to bring two on the show that aren't Hill Farmstead, that are doing it, that you might have a chance of getting. Hill Farm is notoriously difficult to come across. So I have two, one from the Midwest, one from, I don't know, the mountain area, not quite Midwest. And I just want to kind of taste through these beers and just see what they're all about. Both these guys have been garnering a lot of attention, and I think that's probably because there's a lot of other people out there who like this kind of traditional beer. They also use a lot of Brettanomyces, and whenever you throw Brett into something, people are going to take note and really like it. So anyway, I'll start with Prairie out of Oklahoma. I think it's Kreb, Oklahoma, I think. I have to admit, I don't know where that is. Started, I think, about a year ago, maybe a little more, by two brothers. One is the main brewer, and the other one is, I think, the art director. And I have to say, I absolutely love the label art on all of their beers. I mean, this one is the Prairie Ale. Just every single label they've done, I've really been a fan of. They are, at this point, this is going to pop out. Yeah, this is going to come right on out. Hold on. You might have a gusher here. Just ease it out. That was quite a pop. Is it going to gush? It's slowly deciding if it's going to. I think it's going to be a slow gusher. Anyway, they're Gypsy Brewers. I think they brew at, I forget where they brew, maybe Tulsa or something like that. And then I think they barrel age a lot of their stuff and kind of condition it on their own. And yeah, that's just kind of how they do it. I think they're doing a Kickstarter, I believe, for their own brewery, but I'm not quite sure. Another interesting thing is they distribute through Shelton Brothers. There we go. I'll pour some into my glass. They distribute through Shelton Brothers, who really is an importer mainly. They also do Jolly Pumpkin, and they said they want to do that to get kind of a wider reach. They are out of Oklahoma. I think that's kind of cool. We're gonna have a creeper coming out here too, so I'll have to pour myself a little more. You know, looks like there's Brettanomyces at work here. Yeah, so two brothers, been going at it for a little while. They really like to do some barrel-aged stuff and also work with some wild yeasts. And the stuff I've had from them in the past has been really great. I've really liked what I've had. It's been interesting, complex, and I'm very interested to try this one. This is just called a Belgian-style Saison. So I think I'll just let this guy go for a little bit. So it pours a really lovely lemony yellow, just a little bit of an orange hue, cloudy, big, nice, white, fluffy head to it. Really nice looking beer. Really looks nice and summery. And lemon on the nose. Little bit of a kind of a yeasty, bready note. Some spice, mild spice. Almost a leafy green lemon, like a lemon with some of the green leaves still on it. A little bit of a hay-like quality. Really lovely smelling beer. Dry, crisp, a little lemony. Be right back. I think I might know who this is. Anyway, a lovely, almost like a chalky note to it. A little bit of bite on the back end. A little creamy. Kind of like an earthy, dusty hop bite to it. Just pretty soft on the palate. It's nice. This is a little warm. I'd probably like to drink it a little bit cooler, but I like it. It's got a nice kind of clean finish to it. I think this would go very well with food. Solid attempt. I wouldn't necessarily say this is quite up there with a world-class Saison, but you know, really good, really nice, clean, lemony beer with a little bit of earth behind it. If that sounds like it's something that you would be interested in, I would definitely check out this Prairie Artisan Ale. I'm gonna give this guy a 90. I think it's a solid beer. All right, next is the Crooked Stave out of, I think, the Denver area, or Boulder area, maybe? I should probably know. Oh, this guy was 7%, by the way. This is 4.2. I know, I'm kind of, yep, Denver. Another kind of gypsy brewery. This guy brews and then actually transports the wort and barrel ages it. They have a whole bunch of foeders now, which are big, long oak tanks. And they're doing very much the same thing. Been around for a couple years. They've won some medals at World Beer Cup. So, you know, making some waves, certainly. And I think most, if not all, of what they do is barrel aging. So this is a barrel-aged Saison that they make. Very low and kind of alcohol, not in kind of. Very similar look to it. It's kind of hazy, a little bit more golden orange than the Prairie Ale. But again, a nice head to it. I love that these bottles are both very strong to kind of stand up to the wild yeast. If you have some of those thin-walled glass bottles, you can get a bottle bomb. If you're starting to use beer that will continue to condition vigorously in the bottle, it's going to continue to make CO2, which is bubbles, and that's pressure. And you can get a bottle bomb, but these are very, very sturdy glasses and can kind of prevent that. Anyway, getting into the beer. Much more funky. Kind of like a toffee caramel note to it. It's got a really lovely kind of Brett nose and some oaky vanilla quality to it. Almost reminds me of like a Chardonnay. like a buttery Chardonnay. I'm also getting, you know, someone described this note to me, and I think it's perfect. Tuna water. You know, when you press the can of tuna and that liquid comes out, you're kind of getting that here. But a really nice pure oak character. I do like that kind of Chardonnay-like nose. But a little bit more sweet, a little bit more caramel. There's also some definite earthiness going on here. Barnyard. It's got some bright acid to it as well. Very vinous. Very vinous. A lot of oak. Oak on the border of dominating, but not quite. There's enough acid there to balance out the oak. I mean, I feel like I'm talking about a wine here. Really dry, earthy character, like a clean, dusty earth. Not really quite horse blanket or something like that. Would go lovely with some soft cheeses, maybe a washed rind cheese, or even some goat's milk, something with kind of like a yogurty, lemony quality to it. Very complex beer, a lot of stuff to kind of sit and think about. This is a beer that I would want a full glass of to really just kind of do a deep dive on. You know, on this show, one of the things that you have to keep in mind is I'm taking 2 sips and then just telling you, kind of vomiting what comes to mind immediately. I would think this beer would deserve a little bit more. I like this beer quite a bit. I think there's a lot going on, and whenever I want to kind of dive into a beer and spend some more time with it, I think that's a good first impression. Great beer. I'm going to go 94 for the Crooked Stave Saison. I think it's very well done. I'm not quite sure what I think about all that oak. Do I like that it's there? Do I want it to be pulled back? I'm not quite sure yet. But, you know, kind of the process of discovery is half the fun with some of these beers, and I'm very much looking forward to doing that with the Crooked Stave. Awesome. I really like both these beers, and I like that these beers are being made here in America. I think America right now is the epicenter for brewing globally, and I think more beers like this are only going to bolster that perception. Really, really great stuff. I would say that this is bordering on a world-class Saison. Again, I'm just not sure what I think about all that new oak in there. Yeah, really cool. I mean, I am certainly interested in trying more and more Crooked Stave and more Prairie. Guys, thank you so much. If you've had either of these, I would love to know what you think, or if there's other kind of traditional artisanal style Saisons being made. What are they? Share it with the rest of us so we can go out and try some of them. Let me know what some of your favorites are. Let's make this a little bit more interactive. Please tell me what you think of Saison. What are some of your favorite Saison America or you know, over the pond? Yeah, because believe me, I know you guys like to hear what I have to say, but I very much like to hear what you guys have to say as well. And believe me, there have been times when you guys have recommended beers and I have gone out and sought them and wanted to try them. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much. This is a gusher, so I should probably try this one, but I'm gonna do this one instead. Just a sip. I'm gonna share it with everyone. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. It's been a blast. I've got some really great beers to drink, and hopefully you do too.